Okay. Good morning. So if you're watching this video, you're probably just waking up like me. I'm fresh out of the shower with this wet hair. So most mornings I like to start just really relaxed in my practice, take it easy, wake up tired bones and tired muscles that might have gotten really stiff overnight, especially if I slept in some weird position. So this is just a quick, again, really relaxed practice. You could probably do a lot of it in your bed and then gradually make your way to the floor. But we'll keep things simple. And we'll get started actually laying down on our back. So again, you don't even have to get out of bed if you don't want to. But I'll have you start just laying down. You feel free to take any position that's comfortable here. You can bend your knees or straighten your legs. Actually, I'm going to keep mine bent. Close your eyes. Maybe even open the arms out to the side. Create some space across the chest. And just let your body kind of spill out onto the ground, or if you're still in your bed, into your mattress. I'm just going to start this practice with a few moments of quiet to notice our breathing. Tuning our attention inward towards sensation in the body. Overall, just taking a snapshot of your current state. How do you feel right upon waking up? Before we dive into the activities of our day and our to-do list, just making some time for ourselves and our bodies. Maybe take another deep breath or two. Exhale out through the mouth, relaxing your jaw. Just start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll your wrists and your ankles. Maybe take a little stretch, a little yawn. Good, and then draw both knees in toward your chest and give yourself a big squeeze. Maybe rock and roll side to side, ironing out any tension that has accumulated in your lower back. And then right away here, one of my favorite ways to start pretty much any practice, but especially in the morning, drop your feet to the floor, open the arms out to a T. You're going to take both knees over to the left. Now I've bumped my hips a little bit to the right just so my pelvis stays in line with my shoulders, but make any adjustments that work for you. Let your head drop back. You can turn your gaze over to the right, but if that doesn't feel good on your neck, don't worry too much about it. And even before more vigorous practices or activities in your day, it can be so sweet to start with this more passive, easeful quality in your practice. Let yourself soak in one more breath. Feel the belly open, the ribs expand. And carefully, slowly, bring your knees the other way. I like to think of this twist, this passive dropping of the knees to one side as a little rinse for the spine. The vertebrae are rotating, compressing different parts of the intervertebral discs. And that when we release, kind of like when you wring out a sponge and then let it go, it can soak in more liquid. Similar to what happens in our spine when we twist. It can be counterintuitive in our practices to think that we don't always need to effort or do anything to get the benefit, especially if we're used to like working out and working hard. But know that as you take another breath or two here, your spine is receiving the benefits of this twist, even while you're relaxing. Nice, let's bring our knees back up to center. And just take a moment with your feet flat. Maybe rest your hands on your belly or by your side. Close your eyes and just breathe. Notice, even in that first shape or two, if anything has changed in your state. Nice. We're going to make our way up to a seat. You can roll to one side and press up or rock up. Let's find a seat. And if you want to, you can find something to sit on. I have a little cushion here, but you could also use a pillow or a folded up blanket. Even roll up your mat a little bit. And the idea behind this is just to get your hips a little bit higher than your knees so that there's no rounding and collapsing in your spine, so that you can lift and feel present and elongated. So sit more or less in a cross-legged position and then take a full body stretch. Reach your arms up. As you exhale, push the palms down like you're moving through water or honey. So creating a little bit of resistance. Inhale, scoop palms up. Exhale, slowing it down. Press fingertips by your side. 3 more times. Breathing in. Slow exhale out. 2 more, finding some rhythm. Tuning into your breath. Last time here, breathe in. Exhale, push down. We're going to keep our right hand down and just sweep the left arm up. Inhale, side body stretch. Exhale, push back up. We'll do that again. Inhale, reach over. Exhale, just easing in. I'm not going to my fullest depth of the stretch. Just lightly using my breath to ease deeper and deeper into the tissues. This is our last round. We're going to hold in the side body stretch. Reach your arm up overhead. You can even drop your gaze here, relax your neck, and really push into your seat, into your right hand. Maybe lean back or forward a little bit. Nice, and then come on up here. Take a moment to notice, maybe roll your shoulders. Right and left might feel a little different here. And then we'll switch sides, we'll go the other way. So right arm up, left arm out, inhale. Exhale, release. Again, inhaling. Exhaling. And really prioritizing the breath. First thing, our movements and our poses won't be nearly as effective if we're not aligning ourselves with that nourishing movement of breath. Of course, as I've been talking, I've somewhat lost count, so let's make this our last one. Reach over and pause. Again, really push into your left hand. Drop your gaze so your neck is relaxed. Maybe even close the eyes as you feel the breath pump in and out of the body. If you want a little rotation through your upper shoulder, you can lean it forward and back a little bit. Nice. And then gently come back up to center. Again, a moment with hands in your lap just to notice. Right and left shoulder. Right and left side. Should feel at least a little more invigorated here. So last thing before we come on over onto hands and knees, I'll just have you cross your legs so that one shin is in front of the other. It doesn't matter which, but cross your shins, crisscross applesauce. Flex and spread your toes, and then take your arms up overhead. We're going to lean forward for a fold, so take your fingers to shoulder height and start just by reaching and elongating your spine. Actively ground your hip bones back behind you, but keep extending the heart forward. Now when you feel that bit of resistance, that first hint of stickiness in the pelvis, drop your hands down. They could just come to your legs as you drop your gaze. If you have the range and it feels okay, walk your fingertips out. But again, wherever you are, relax your head. Maybe close the eyes. Really funnel the breath now into the back body. Feel the backs of your ribs expand. The low back soften. Gently release, come back up to center. We're going to find our way onto hands and knees now. So you can set your cushion off to the side, any prop that you might have. Let's find ourselves in table pose. So in your table, what's going on with the hair here? In the table, your palms are flat, your fingertips are spread wide, and your pointer fingers are at 12 o'clock, with hands almost at the outer edges of your mat, so there's lots of space for your shoulders. You can take your knees under, slightly behind the hips. Then we're just going to start with some spinal flexion and extension. So we're extending in our cow pose, and then exhale, rounding in our cow pose. Inhale, opening the chest, opening the gaze. Exhale, rounding. Just 2 more, taking your time. Observing, again, any tension, stickiness in the back or front of the spine. And then we'll come back to a neutral spine here, so neither cat nor cow, somewhere right in between. You're going to take your left fingertips forward on the floor and your right toes back on the floor. So you're widening your base, and you might already notice that this helps to turn your core on. We're a little destabilized with our limbs not quite underneath us. So you can actively resist gravity, resist the floor, and then keep your spine as it is. Nothing changes. Just float your left arm up and your right foot up. Now if this is too much and you feel your low belly collapse, just bring your hands, your leg back down to the floor. If you're here with me, perhaps stay or inhale, and then exhale slowly again, like you're moving through water. Curl elbow to knee. Starting to bring more activation into our practice. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, curl. 3 more times. Keep the breath smooth though. Even as you start to engage and contract your muscles, the breath is still fluid and soft. 1 more time. You'll extend and just lower the left hand down here as you hike the right foot forward outside your right hand. So you're finding a nice wide lunge here. And you have a choice to keep your back knee down on the floor, or perhaps if you want more of a challenge, lift the knee up. We're going to take a twist, right arm up toward the ceiling. And back knee down, back knee lifted either way. Or perhaps here, even start to bend your right elbow and pull that right shoulder blade back, leaning into a hint of a back bend. Gaze wherever feels best. I'm going to turn mine down to relax my neck. Nice. Now sit closely here. If your back knee's down, you're going to want to lift it up just for a moment. Plant your right hand inside your right foot. Drop your back heel down and walk yourself all the way around to the back of your mat. So your left toes are going to be facing about 45 degrees out toward the left. We're going to bend into our left knee and walk the fingertips out on the right diagonal. So as I'm holding here, lunging into that left leg, the weight is in my heels, and I'm leaning the hips back as I stretch my spine away from center. The legs are always a little resistant first thing, but it's good to wake them up so that we can start creating the support that our spine needs throughout the rest of the day. So take 1 more breath, really push into your heels. And then carefully unwind. We're going to turn it back to the front, step back to plank pose. And then from your plank, knees on or off the floor, come all the way down to your belly. We'll take 1 round of cobra pose. Slide your hands a little bit back. Untuck your toes. Inhale, roll the shoulder blades back as you give a little push, a little lift. And especially, you can see me doing it already early in the morning. I like to wiggle quite a lot. So you could look over one shoulder, look over the other. Just kind of feel things out. And we'll meet back in child's pose, hips to heels. Drop your head. And just enjoy a slow moment here, breathing. Taking your time to wake up to your day, no rush. Let's meet in table pose. We'll take all that again, starting with cat-cow. So 3 rounds, you'll inhale and look up. Exhale to drop your head and round. 2 more times, your own breath. last time. Again, find a neutral spine. This time we'll take our right fingertips forward, our left toes back, and again, brace yourself against the mat. Pull the ribs and low belly in. Nothing else changes. Be very honest with yourself here. Float the right fingers and the left foot. It might feel extra difficult this time of the day because you are still just waking up, so be gentle with yourself as you inhale here, and then exhale, curl under, resist the mat away, and touch. Inhale, re-extend, right arm, left leg. Exhale, curl in and tap. 2 more times, breathing slowly. Moving with steadiness and control as much as you can. You're going to open and then plant the right hand down. Hike the left foot forward and take your foot nice and wide. So you're in a bit of a wider low lunge, making space for the hips. In this lunge, your back knee can stay down or lift up, totally up to you. Let's curl that left arm up overhead. Take a nice big reach in this twist. Push down through your feet and that right hand. And then maybe even start to bend your left elbow and use that to draw the arm bone back. Feel the shoulder blade glide back. The side's a little bit tighter for me, so I'm gonna not push it quite as far. And then we'll gently release, left hand down. Again, you'll lift your back knee up. If it's not, drop the right heel and turn your toes around so that you're bending into your right knee. Your right toes are out about 45 degrees. I realize this might not be the best view for you, so I'm going to switch it around so it can stay facing you. Again, your right foot is externally rotated, and just check to see that the knee is bending over the toes. Lean the weight back into your heels and then stretch the fingertips out, almost like you would in down dog. Remember, this is a positive thing, even if the legs feel really sticky and resistant to this activation. We're waking up, getting the muscles to turn on first thing. Good, gently release. Good morning, hips. Walk your hands back to your front of the mat. Step back, plank pose. One more time, lower to your belly. Cobra pose, untuck your toes as you curl the shoulders back. And maybe a little wiggle. A little wiggle. Good. And then back to downward facing dog this time. We're not going to be here long, but tuck your toes, lift your hips. Take a deep cleansing breath there as you push the mat away through hands and feet. Nice. And then tippy-toe your feet up to your hands and find a generous fold. Bend your knees, separate your feet pretty wide, and drop the head. Lots of choices here what to do with your hands. They could just graze the floor. You could grab opposite elbows. Maybe interlace your fingertips at the small of your back and stretch the heart open. And call upon that deep breath. Invigorating the tissues. Good morning, body. Whatever clasp or bind that you have in the hands, let it go. We'll take a halfway lift, fingertips to your shin bones so you can lengthen the spine away from the legs. And then exhale, fold over. Next inhale, we'll come up to standing, sweep your arms up overhead. Take a full body stretch there. Push through your feet, reach through your hands, open, open, open. Good, and then gently release. Get another little shoulder roll. Take a moment in your mountain pose. Hands can rest by your sides, maybe over your heart. Sometimes I even like one hand on my heart and one hand on my belly. You can close your eyes if that's okay. So take just these last few moments to set the tone for the rest of the day. Feeling your feet rooted down into the mat, connected to your foundation. Noticing the length in your spine, that sense of lift and lightness. Welcoming these qualities into your day, that groundedness, stability, and also lighthearted and easygoing. As you're ready, you can bring your palms together, a gentle bow to yourself, to each other. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day.